This is DJ Pineapplez with the R&B Sauce show, and today I have a very special guest in the building, a Grammy winner and someone that has one of the most incredible voices I have ever heard. Gene Noble, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. You know what? I'm enjoying LA. But Gene, let's go back to the beginning.
Yes.
What would you say are some of your first musical memories?
My first musical memories is like Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Prince, Anita Baker. Those are the people like my mom would listen to and I would hear them in the house. BB and CeCe Winans, stuff like that. That's what I remember listening to at a very young age. And so those were like my first taste of music. You know?
That's legends. And you had the gospel influence as well.
For sure, yeah.
So did you grow up in church?
Definitely. Yeah, my mom sang in church and was very active. And because of that, so were we.
Yeah.
So, and it was great. It was a great place to come up. It was a great place to learn music. I absolutely would not be the musician and singer I am if it wasn't for church.
So you say musician, right?
Yeah.
So you play instruments as well?
Yes, I do. But also my first instrument is my voice.
Of course, of course.
But I play keys and I write songs.
I know. Listen, I know that you pretty much do it all.
Yeah.
And you know what? I want to ask you about, going back to the beginning, do you feel like there was a specific album that sparked your love for R&B?
I remember Jodeci, Drew Hill, and Boyz II Men, and R. Kelly, Usher, and like all that stuff was really the early stuff that made me really fall in love with R&B. And I remember like Faith Evans was where I really started to stack vocals and like learn how to put harmonies together and arrangements. I loved Missy Elliott and all that stuff that she was doing, like with Aaliyah and Timbaland and stuff, you know? So like I came up listening to all that stuff. I loved like the neo soul era, you know, Bilal and Music Soul Child. D'Angelo was like super important to me. And that's really what I came up listening to. So you'll hear all kinds of that influence in my music for sure.
They're all, again, just like some of the best people in R&B. You literally listed everyone that I love.
Yeah.
And you know what? Talking of Faith Evans, I also want to say shout out to Chucky Thompson.
Yes.
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
one
rest
of the
in peace,
greatest
Chucky
producers
Thompson.
ever.
Yeah, he really is.
And do you think growing up in New York played a significant role in your career?
Definitely. You know, it's funny because I grew up in Long Island specifically. And in Long Island, you know, when I grew up, the radio was heavily dominated by Mariah Carey and by Billy Joel, and also by like the bad boy movement, like all the bad boy music.
Yeah,
so,
huge.
you know, 112 and Total and like, you know, Mary J. Blige, all of that uptown stuff, like that was very, very heavy influence. So I was listening to that kind of stuff all the time coming up, and that really strongly influenced my music.
The New York sound was thriving at that time.
Yes,
and what
absolutely.
about the open mic scene there? How was that?
Open mics is where I learned everything. I used to sing at open mics. Anywhere there was a piano and a microphone, I would sing. I would get up there and do my thing. It teaches you to really step your game up, because no matter where you think you are and you think you are incredible wherever you're from, there's somebody who's going to get on that stage that's, you know, incredible. And you only have like 20, 30 seconds to keep people's attention. So, you know,
that's
it's
true.
like
the first part of it.
Yeah,
it's like you got to deliver, you got to get there. That's pressure.
Yeah, definitely. So it taught me really early on how to snag people's attention real fast and how to keep it. And how to build a story in a song, you know?
So I need to know, what is your secret then?
I don't know if I can really explain it. I'm so used to it and I'm really good at it. You know what I mean? I think the way you shift a room is kind of make people lean in. You know what I mean? Like if the room is loud and noisy and someone just did a big loud song, you know, you should probably pick something really quiet and make everybody lean in. And then you can get louder, then you can get big, but whatever, just draw people into you. So
the reason I say that is because I've heard that your range is 4 octaves. So I'm like, maybe like the first few seconds, you're like reaching it all. You're like, listen, exactly. I can hear everything.
Yeah, you know, when I first started going, I probably did try to do that. But then I learned really quickly on how to use my voice and how to tell a story with it, you know. And
how did you get such an incredible range though? Because that is really like, that is something that's not normal, you know, like most people don't have that. That's a gift.
honestly, it's a mix of a few things. One would be puberty. Like, you know, my voice was high and then all of a sudden it changed and I just had this bass voice. And then I just tried to find my way to be able to sing other things. And the second thing was I wanted to work as a singer. So as a bass, there aren't as many jobs for you to work as a bass, as a singer. So you got to figure it out. And so I just started strengthening the other parts of my voice. And that became kind of my signature thing.
Wow. And you know what? I read that you used to go to Village Underground.
Yes, I did.
I literally used to look at YouTube videos all the time.
Yeah.
And when I went to New York, I was like, I need to go there. Then I found out that it's not there no more.
It's not there anymore.
Like, I'm literally heartbroken. I was looking, it's a comedy club now.
It's a comedy club now. And Ron Grant, who started it, passed a few years back. But we call ourselves Ron's Kids. We're the ones that all kind of came up under them, under Cheryl and Melanie and Mike. And we all want to do something. So we're going to pull something together where we do something, because it's kind of like we knew all the singers, we knew all the musicians, anybody that was really amazing coming up, because we had this place that was like a constant flow of talent.
Definitely.
And now it's a little harder for us to find people, even though, you know, there's social media and there's online. It's not the same as like being able to see what somebody can do in a room live. So we want to recreate that type of vibe. So
in New
look
York?
out for
Would
that.
You do it in New York or
We're going to do it
else?
a few places. We're actually going to move around with it. I'm probably speaking too soon right now, but yeah, we're going to move around with it. We're
That's
planning
so
to,
important though.
Yeah.
Because like I said, literally, like growing up, I would look on YouTube and I knew that Village Underground is where all the talent was.
Yep.
And I'd literally be blown away by the vocals. And hearing that you're going to bring something else like that and just showcasing talent again, I feel like that's so important for the culture, you know, and for R&B.
Yeah.
So,
And it was a incredible place to learn and an incredible place for me to develop.
for sure.
Yeah.
And now I heard that your first job was BVing for Lauryn Hill. How was that experience?
It's crazy because, you know, some friends that I met at Village Underground had already been singing with her for a long time. And there was just some sessions that they were doing and they were looking for another singer. And I was like, of course, I would love to come and audition. And, you know, it was short lived, but it was the first thing. And it was like, wow. And everything else that's happened kind of somehow traces back to that moment.
Because I bet putting Lauryn Hill on like your CV, say, that's going to get you more work as well.
Yeah, for sure.
She's got such a legendary name.
For sure.
And such a respect.
Yeah.
So it's like come from networking at Village Underground and just kind of being in the scene as well. Who else have you done background vocals for?
Oh, wow.
I know it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. John Legend, Alicia Keys, Diddy, 50 Cent, Sting, Monica, Estelle, Shaggy, Chris Brown, Usher, Trey Songz.
That is a long list.
Yeah, CeeLo. Yeah, it's a lot of people.
And do you think your experience as a backing singer has helped you as a solo artist?
Definitely. I've learned a lot of what I want to do. I've learned a lot of what I don't want to do. I've, seen the whole entire world. So it's helped me to kind of like understand how things work in a very different way, or recognize what things are our similarities and connect with people all over the world, and it's been an incredible journey to be able to stand next to people in their biggest moments, whether it's the Grammys or the Oscars or, their first tour or their biggest tour or whatever, to kind of see that process and be a part of that process. There's no way you can't learn something from it,
That must be incredible. And it must give you a lot of confidence as well.
Yeah, I feel very confident. I think I've always been pretty confident. Quietly confident. But it does give you confidence because a lot of times I'm working with people that I grew up listening to, like touring with Sting or touring with Usher. Like these are people that I certainly looked up to,
Yeah,
you know.
it must be a crazy moment when you meet them.
Exactly.
And you're singing alongside them.
Yeah, totally. And like CeeLo and, you know, so these are gigs where when I got there, I knew all the songs, I knew all the backgrounds anyway. I'm just like, you just tell me which parts you want me to sing because I know all the parts. You know, but it was great experiences. And it was also great to meet them and realize how great people they are.
Do you know what? That is so important. There's nothing worse than meeting someone that you loved growing up and you realize that they're just not a nice person.
Yeah, that's true.
Hurtful.
That's so hurtful. But I've been really fortunate, you know. I've been really fortunate that most of the people that I've met have been incredible. And really, truly, my heroes that I've met have been nothing but incredible. So.
And how do you balance recording your own material and focusing on yourself as an artist whilst you're on tour?
I carry my studio with me everywhere. Every single room is a studio. So when I walk in a hotel room, I literally take my equipment out and set it up just so in case I get inspired, I don't have to go through that process. So I walk in the room, set up my mic, set up my laptop, everything. And then even if I'm not planning to record in that moment, it's just there so that when I'm inspired, I can go do it. And I record all over the world. People, you know, who follow me know I record in hotels all over the place. You know, I'll film something all over the world. Like my last couple videos, I had my boy come and follow me with a camera while I was on tour with Sting. And we put the video together between, you know, London and Paris and Germany and whatever. Now I was able to get some really cool footage for free. But you know, it's those type of experiences. You just gotta like be innovative and thinking like, yo, I gotta get this done. So how are we gonna do it? You gotta
have that determination because you must be dealing with stuff like jet lag, like traveling different time zones. To have the energy to just motivate it to get it done.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you know how it is when it's your passion. You like,
exactly.
You know, you find the energy somehow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what tips would you give to other artists that are constantly touring?
That would be number one is that, look, you got to find balance. You got to make your time. You know, you have to obviously be on point for your actual job, but you have to like make the best use of your time to make sure that you're still hitting your marks and getting the things you need done for your solo stuff.
And what are some of your secrets when it comes to looking after your voice? Because you're singing all the time, you're going on aircon on the planes.
Yeah.
How do you maintain your incredible voice?
I, first of all, hydrate. I drink a lot of water. I try to drink a gallon a day, but I drink a whole lot of water. And I run. I am a part of a run club. I run on tour. Every single day I like to run a few miles. I'm actually right now training for a half marathon.
Wow, come on.
Yes, I got 100 days to get it together. But yeah, I love running. I think there's no better way to open your voice up than running. But that's just my personal.
Also your diaphragm, the strength as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you sing while you run?
I do actually. And when I vocal train people, I make them sing while they run.
Because we all know the story of Beyonce, right?
Exactly.
With Buffy Nose putting on the treadmill, and because it builds your voice, and if you're dancing and singing, the stamina is there.
And if you're not really, if you don't really want to sing, like if you're out in the street, if you can just talk really comfortably. So if you're running full and you can talk really comfortably, it's basically the same as if you're singing. So you'll get the same thing out of it.
Do you know something I discovered recently that blew my mind? Is that you were formerly known as Jaden the Cure.
Yes.
I used to play your song Forget About You all
the
time. Like,
yes.
When I found that out, honestly, I was like, what?
Yep.
I think I've got it on this laptop here.
Yeah.
Like,
wow, that's amazing.
What's the story behind the name change?
The story behind the name change is I realized that I had, so my dad died young. And once I realized I lived longer than him, I wanted to do something to honor him. So my dad actually, he was called Gene. So that's where Gene came from. It was like, you know, it was an homage to my dad. Aww. So we have the same name. I have the same name as my father and my grandfather. So I'm the third. So I just started using my middle name, which is Gene. So. And
I heard that Quincy Jones has something to do with the name.
Correct.
Cure. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah. So actually, this is like, I don't know, before I even moved out here, I was in the process of trying to move out here. I was asked to play some Quincy songs at a celebration of his publishing at his home. And so I did that. I learned 3 songs. It was the most nervous moment in my life.
I bet.
Because I'm sitting there playing his piano, and there's like, Oscar sitting on the piano, and like, there's like the Thriller plaque over there, and there's this and that. And it's just like, yeah. So, so at that point, I sang 3 songs of his and performed, and I had this conversation with him about music, and he was just saying like, keep doing what you're doing, like keep putting out good music, keep performing, keep playing instruments, keeping live instruments in music. He's like, that's what's going to be the cure for music. So that's how that whole thing happened.
How did that feel coming from him, literally the person that everyone admires, and him giving you your props and your love? That must have been very motivating.
I've had a really, really, I don't even understand my journey. Like, honestly, those are the moments that I don't even, I'm like, how is this a moment? Like,
that's
and
special for sure.
Even when I moved to LA, like my first job when I moved to LA, I was, reference singing for Diane Warren. So that was like my first,
legend.
That was my first job. And people were like, well, what do you do out here? Well, I sing for Diane Warren. They're like, what? But I mean, as a songwriter and as a singer, like what a way to learn, than being in those moments, so.
And so your latest project is called Feel Away.
Yes.
I really enjoyed the project, especially Champagne Jack and Affirmation. Now, I noticed that you've written on every track. Has songwriting always been something that's really important to you?
Yes. For me, it's always been the easier way for me to find the emotion in it is to make it be my words. But I was always obsessed with singer-songwriters. Like I said, Billy Joel, Mariah Carey, like people like that. I was, one of those kids that opened the CD up and read the words first before I even checked the song out, because I'm like, oh, I want to hear what that sounds like. What does that emotion sound like? And so that was really like big for me when I started. And I also was pretty shy as a young kid, so I used to write a lot more than speak, and certainly more than sing. And so it was always a big form of expression for me, writing.
So you were really into storytelling?
Always. And
when you are writing a song, is it melody first or words then? Is it words?
Different for different times. Sometimes I could hear a couple chords and it'll make me feel something that will be either the title of it or will just be the general emotion that I want to convey. And then other times it's a melody, the melody will come to me. Sometimes I'll just be laying somewhere and it'll be a melody. I have pure voice notes and voice memos of
it's
just
the best thing though, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're in that moment and you've got it, you want to get it out, because
Absolutely.
Sometimes like a few minutes later you might just forget it.
That's true.
So that voice memo on the phone.
Yeah. And I always have, like I said, I always have my little laptop and stuff set up not far away, so I can hop on if I need to just lay down a few lines.
If the creative side just comes out, you can lay it down.
Yeah, actually, I just wrote a song when I was in Dubai this last week, and I'm so excited about it. But it's cool. It's so crazy that it just came at like 2 or 3 in the morning in Dubai. I recorded it and sent it back here, and it's crazy.
I can't wait to hear that.
It's gonna be cool.
And it's not just yourself that you've written for. You wrote for artists like Faith Evans and Chris Brown.
Yeah.
As an artist, is it hard to give away songs that you could keep for yourself?
When I first started writing, I used to be like, oh no, I'm keeping this song for me, or I'm keeping that song for me. And then I realized that, some songs, yes, I will keep for me. There are some songs that are so personal that they're mine, but for the most part, I love to write for other artists, especially other artists that I love and respect, and I think to myself, I'm that fan at home that's like, oh, what do I want them to say next? Or what would I want to hear from them next? What type of beat would I like for them to be on next? So I love to be a part of, getting that out. So. And
how do you get in the mind of an artist? Like if you haven't, or do you normally are in a session with them, or do you study their previous work?
It depends. Sometimes if it's an artist I'm not familiar with, I'll get myself very familiar. Like I'll kind of just go into a quick deep dive to just, and it'll mostly be, for me, it's less about their music and more about understanding them, who they are and how they think or whatever. So I'll watch interviews or something like that. and you know, just random clips of them and just understand like their energy, and I'm like, okay, cool, and then I'll kind of go from there. So
Okay, and I know you're a mentor on the app Jam Card. Can you tell me more about that?
yeah, sure. I work with Jam Card as a mentor, doing one-on-one mentorships, which I'm actually really enjoying. I just did some this past week, and it's really cool because basically it's set up to where you can write down as many questions as you have about any aspects of music, whether it's indie artistry or BGVs or, you know, whatever you need some help with. And I kind of do what I can to help. And it's been cool because I've been able to really connect some people and help them connect some dots. And
I bet with all your experience as well, you know, it's great that you're able to help other artists and emerging writers. Do you do like everything? Because you write, you sing.
Yeah.
Do you like help everyone with
sure.
all that
Yeah.
kind of?
It's kind of we tailor it to what your, you know, your specific needs are. If you're a singer, then we could even do a full voice lesson. Sometimes I work with singers specifically on, you know, vocal maintenance because of touring. You know, touring schedules can be crazy. So I have a couple little tricks I show them.
Yeah.
And then other times it's just people who want to figure out how to navigate the space of being an independent artist. You know, how do I get my material from here to there? How do I get it in front of more people? That kind of thing. So I just try to help connect some dots, and you know, it's been going good so far.
Okay, and how do you feel about the state of R&B right now?
I'm so excited about R&B right now. I'm so
killing.
excited. Like every time I listen to like a Spotify playlist like R&B Weekly or something like that, I am pleasantly surprised by people I haven't heard of yet, and they're killing it. And I'm just like, wow. I mean, putting on so many different new artists that I'm really excited to hear more from.
Who are you listening to at the moment?
Ooh, I'm listening to everybody. I really like Cleo Soul.
UK? Do you know what? Whenever I ask people that question, Cleo Soul has come up so much.
Yeah, it's true.
She really is blown up. I think the soulful vibe, you know, people can feel something from
See,
it.
but I kind of go back far with her. I go back to it's never the right time to fall.
That's
in
like
love.
2007 or something?
Exactly. I
Just
go that
people
far
think
back
she's a
with
new
her.
artist.
Yeah.
But yeah, because that song done quite well for her, and then she kind of stopped doing music for a while.
Yep.
And now she's like back and just blown up.
Yeah,
And it just goes
absolutely.
to show as well, artists, that, you know, you can do your thing and then come back years later and it can
Yep.
work out for you. Don't give up
It's true.
on your
It's true.
dream.
Yo, for real. And I think that the cool thing about this environment now is that it's just as easy for anybody to put something up on Spotify, you know, as it is a big star or a label. So it gives us a even playing field, and you just let the people decide. You let people's ears decide, and that's what's happening. And so we're seeing more music come from, you know, unexpected places, which is so great.
Even TikTok.
Yeah,
People
it's true.
it's just blowing. Even songs like, remember Miguel, Sure Thing?
Yep.
That was like years old.
Yep.
Do you know, I was on a train and I saw some like literally kids playing that song, and I was like, how
do
do
you
they
even
know
know?
about
It's true.
that? And then I realized a few days later it's because of TikTok.
Huge on TikTok.
Like
Yep.
you never know when your song is gonna have like a whole new birth again, really
Yep.
and truly, you know?
And Hours, Money Long was huge on TikTok. That
Even the
blew
latest
up.
one.
And the new ones too, yeah.
The latest one, but I think there's some issue with labels at the moment
Yeah.
where they're taking the music off
Yeah.
TikTok, and
I know.
it's not great.
We got to
But
figure
for
it out.
independent artists, it's a good time right now.
True. That's true. I think they're gonna figure it out though, because it helps it helps the artists a lot too.
Yeah, no, for
you know,
sure.
So.
And you know, I'm gonna ask you now some questions about R&B.
All right, let's go.
Can you give me 3 songs that you would consider modern day R&B classics?
Sure. I would say Roll Some More, Lucky Day. Best Part, Her, Daniel Caesar. I would say I Want You Around, Snow Allegra. Yeah, that's 3. You said 3.
It is 3.
That's
No,
3.
but you didn't like you was gonna
Yeah,
say
I was
4.
gonna keep
like, I'm gonna
going.
let you go.
I was going to keep going, but those are 3. I think those will
They're
be
incredible
classics.
songs,
I think
for
they'll be
sure.
here forever.
They'll be here forever.
Yeah.
And what about 3 R&B albums?
3 R&B albums.
Your top 3, I should say.
Top 3. I would say Confessions has to be on there.
And it's a 20-year anniversary this year.
Yes. It's crazy. It's crazy that's
Classic,
20 years old.
for sure.
But yeah, Confessions, Voodoo, and dang, I'm going to go with Faith Evans' first album. Yeah.
Again, shout out to Chucky Thompson as
Yeah,
well.
definitely.
That sound that they made together and they created.
For sure.
And Faith Evans, her tone, it's one of my favorite vocalists.
Oh, me too.
ever.
Yeah, me too.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the R&B space, what producers would you say you would like to work with?
D-Mile, of course. Yeah.
Literally, I would say Diamar and Campa are the two the songs that I love the most. I would say that they are the ones producing it.
Yeah.
Like the Victoria, the Lucky.
For sure. Yeah. Camper is incredible as well. That I could stop right there. That's enough.
Yeah, no, for sure. So Gene, I know you released a Christmas single recently.
Yes.
But what is coming up for Gene Noble in 2024?
I have a whole new project coming out that is just about finished. I'm mixing and mastering and putting it together. And it is, I feel, some of my best work. And I think people are going to be really, really, really excited about it.
I'm excited.
It's like R&B. It's like, it's got some very, very clear like throwback notes, but it's really future and the way that it's delivered and written. And you know, you can always expect vocals from me. I'm gonna sing
for sure.
You know, so and it's vibey, but it's got some strong, vulnerable emotions, and
I love that.
Yeah,
we need that in R&B.
We need that. That's what we're here for.
Exactly. And do you have a time frame of when that's gonna be released?
Yes. I'm gonna say April. We hoping for April, but certainly
that's
by
not
May.
Too far.
But yeah, that's not too far.
And what about touring?
I will definitely be touring this year. I got a few shows already in the works. Hopefully one that I'll be announcing next week that I'm very excited about. But yeah, I've got some touring that I'm gonna do for sure to support it. And you know, I've just come off a Europe tour. I toured with Duran Bernard.
You came to London, right?
I came to London. We did 2 nights at Jazz Cafe. We did Paris. We did Berlin. It was incredible. So yeah, I'll be doing a lot more touring and a lot more shows with other artists that you know.
And is there plans to come to London again this year?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay. I know you said you love London.
I'll be back. Love. Absolutely love it.
Okay, so as I mentioned at the start, you are one of the most gifted vocalists.
Thank you.
Gene, can you please give us an acapella?
Sure. Let's see what we're gonna do. If I'm up in your system, then you're winning. I'm better than that Henny that you're sipping. And you gon' want some more soon as you finish. New world, new life, yeah, I did it. I'm worth every penny that you're spending. If you're getting low, better go right out and get it. To heal, to love, to hold, I'll always be here. Lay your burdens down, I'm here for you. Come a little closer, put your lips right. Ooh, baby, I'm right. Oh, I'm right. Oh, if you need me, I'll be right. Here for you.
Wow. Your runs, they're like effortless. You are incredible. Wow.
Thank you.
And your control as well. Like you just have it all down. No, I'm just like, what? That was crazy.
I appreciate it.
I'm very excited for your project this year because you are.
Me too.
You are a singer.
Thank you.
So Gene, let everyone know your socials and where they can follow you.
Absolutely. You can follow me on @IamGeneNoble all across social media. You can go to genenoble.com to find out more about tour dates. You can also get some merch. Please go get some merch. And yeah, just hit me up. I talk back. I respond to comments, you know, and I'm always looking to collab and build with new people. And yeah, reach out.
Do you know, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the R&B Sauce. I can't wait to see you flourish this year. I'll definitely be supporting your music on this show. Everyone go and stream and purchase Gene's projects. Purchase is the word as well.
I like that word.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I've had a blast. Thank you.